What's happening today, guys? We're literally going to talk about one of my favorite things, my favorite sports, and one of my favorite men of all time. Deontay Wilder.
I thought it was Winston Churchill. We're not crossing over to a historical channel?
No.
Oh,
Deontay Wilder and
oh, my notes are useless!
Why he would be the best boxer, striker to come in to the UFC, and we're gonna break that down for you guys.
And just to be clear, like, let's put some rules on this thing, right? We're not talking about this random ass prospect that we have no idea who it is. We're talking about who's the best big name, or at least relatively B name, like a B-level, C-level star, someone who has a belt, someone who has a good record, who could transition from boxing, kickboxing, and come over and actually compete and win in the UFC. Let's say that.
And become a champion.
You think become a champion?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, I think so.
So let's break this down, right? You think, who is it? Deontay?
I think it's Deontay Wilder.
Why is that?
So, first of all, he's fighting at heavyweight. I mean, I guess like you were saying earlier that he could fight at light heavyweight. I think he'd get fucked up in light heavyweight.
John Jones and Deontay Wilder went to the same leg store. That's all I'm saying. Like, they both have like grasshopper legs on a human frame.
So my thing with Deontay Wilder is that he will be in the heavyweight division. And let's be honest, the heavyweight division has literally turned into who can knock out somebody the fastest.
It's about as shallow as a kiddie pool. Let's be honest.
It's so shallow, and
it's as shallow as a girl in Jersey Shore at 11:59.
I do think that he would have a hard time versus Stipe, and I think he'd have a hard time versus DC.
And Curtis Blades, probably, like anybody who's like a wrestler base.
My thing is that I think he would be able. I think the chin of Miocic and the chin of Daniel would be able to maybe at least take one, but I think Curtis Blades would get knocked the fuck out as soon as his chin even hit Deontay's fist.
Well, it's a classic question, right? And we thought this was a really good thing to cover since we just talked about the Clarissa Shields Amanda Nunes fight that's being booked. And if you guys don't know what that is, Clarissa Shields, Olympic boxer, versus Amanda Nunes, WMMA GOAT. So, I mean, it's undisputable, I think, at this point. I think it's a very interesting matchup because you take someone like Deontay Wilder, who I would say is incredibly fast. Yeah. Both foot speed and hand speed, and just general athleticism, right? Actually, in a weird way, kind of reminds me of John Jones. Just with like the weird... Deontay's actually a lot more athletic when you look at
I agree.
normal like power generation and just speed and stuff. But he and Jones both have this weird thing where they have incredible like proprioception. They're really able to like move through and know where they are. They pick up things really fast.
Yeah.
Jones said he's a look-see-do fighter. So like he sees a technique once, he's able to do it. I think Wilder is very much the same way.
Yeah.
So
he's also a taller guy.
They're both taller, and Deontay Wilder's reach.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that would help him against leg kicks, but that will him being taller.
What heavyweight leg kicks though?
Well, and that's what I mean. Except maybe like Daniel Cormier once in a blue moon and Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's why like I'm saying I think Wilder could like take him now, and I think he could beat top 10 heavyweights in the UFC. I think you could literally like cut and paste him. He's literally fighting Vitor Ortiz. You somehow cut him out, paste him, throw him with a top 10 heavyweight, let's say 5 to 10. I think he actually has a legitimate shot. And I think there's no other division in MMA that I would say, and that's why we like Wilder, don't fight light heavyweight. If you can make it, don't. You'll lose your speed advantage, and that's what your speed and power, like that's how he would get the KO.
And I think the only reason why I give this amongst any other, because I know a lot of people say, okay, Lomachenko would be a good.
Yeah, he's trained with the Ukrainian national wrestling team, but he's done wrestling and Muay Thai and even I think a little Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the side for years, like casually as like an active recovery thing.
But the style of that he uses, and so he like, you know, shifts around. He gets up really, really close because of his T-Rex arms, and that would lead him to a takedown.
Well, there's also some. Lomachenko is super metagame for boxing because he's taking advantage of how people guard with giant gloves. And he's using his own gloves to obscure vision. And if you don't have the gloves and you don't have the specific guard style, a lot of his specific game just doesn't work in MMA. And on top of it, he would be fighting in a damn damn deeper waters
Yes.
weight class. Like, what would you? He'd probably fight at one bantamweight.
Yeah, bantamweight, which has a bunch of killers, right?
Bunch of killers. That's why I feel like that doesn't make sense. And there's great, like, everyone in bantamweight top 10 is phenomenal in every aspect of the game. And even on top of that, you have guys who still stand above the rest in specific attributes.
And I think that, like, heavyweight boxing has a way bigger pool of talent. And just like the prestige that heavyweight boxing has.
It's like a pool as big as Lake Michigan versus a pool as big as a like kiddie pool, honestly.
Yeah. And
it's truly international. That's the other thing with heavyweight boxing.
I respect Stipe Miocic. I respect DC. But I think Deontay Wilder can do the same thing that Ngannou did, and just run through, just murk all of the top competitors. And then once he faces a wrestler, you know, hopefully he'll be able to knock that person out. Because I think Wilder has more power than Ngannou.
I think so too. I think so as well. The fact that he's able to have such a KO record in boxing with
larger gloves. Yeah, it's just
I would agree with
insane.
you. The only thing I pumped the brakes a little bit compared to where you're at, because I don't think he'd be able to cut and paste him and beat Blades, DC, or Stipe. I know you said DC and Stipe.
I only say Blades because Blades got knocked out by Ngannou twice.
But the thing is, like, Ngannou has good takedown defense, and he's been working that for years, like a year at least. Yeah. I think Wilder has some really great advantages. He's super long-limbed, and he's very tall, which gives him good leverage for takedown defense and sprawling and stuff like that. Yeah. And just being real, aside from DC, there's not a ton of technical heavyweight wrestling. Even like Stipe is really good, but it's not like a super deep skill set, I would say. It's like Stipe doesn't have a deep skill set. He's got I'd say a narrow skill set in every aspect of the game. That everything he does very, very well. Yes. But it's not like broad, it's high. Yes. And I really think legitimately, I think we can go through. I think he could knock out 5 to 15 and just run it right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
That would be a lot of fun.
And I would say it would probably be a flip of the coin for Stipe, DC, and Curtis Blades.
See, that's where I don't agree with you. I do think that there's just the problem. If it goes to the ground, Wilder's done. Like, he's done.
I agree. But my thing is that he has more power than Ngannou, and he's fighting with 4-ounce gloves, which means he doesn't have to worry about that guard that boxers can use to mitigate his right hand.
That's very true. And he's got better reach.
And he has amazing reach. And I think he fucks up Curtis Blades. And I think Stipe was on Bambi legs against Ngannou. And I think that the extra power that Wilder had will be able to knock him out. And DC's been knocked out.
That'd be a hell of a fun time, man.
Yeah,
that'd be a hell of a fun time.
But after he...
But the thing is, too, I think Stipe fights Deontay Wilder a lot differently. Like, I
hope so.
If you're smart, Stipe's going to come out in a 3-point wrestling stance and just, like, scooch across, grab an ankle, and pull him. And that would work. That's the thing. Yeah. And Stipe's smart enough to do that, so is DC. I could see Curtis Blades getting sucked into, like, some weird macho thing. But that being said, guys, if you disagree with us, you're wrong!
Let us know, though.
You're wrong, but let us know. And we can educate you. Just kidding. We won't. But that's all right. Let us know, though, if there's a better kickboxer that you could see transitioning over, Muay Thai, anything like that. Maybe Luthway, if you like headbutts and groin strikes. But we love you guys. Actually, I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet. I've got commitment issues, but we'll see you next time. Subscribe to Fight Companion.